Hello and thank you so much for joining me. Today's video is a haul specifically for the month of June. We have some wonderful manga in this stack in front of me. Some actually less new releases than usual. There's actually been a lot of like restocks and I've picked up other bits. And yeah, there's just a bit of everything sort of in this stack. I don't know yet the order that I'm going to put my videos out, but this morning I filmed an unboxing video and I attempted to try and use a second camera to have like a closer look at the manga on the desk, because it's not always great quality me holding it up from here. It can often be a bit blurry. I'm going to try and do it again for this one. Fingers crossed it works. If not, you won't see it. And then we're just going to pretend it never happened. Just before I get started, don't forget to give this video a like and subscribe for more manga content. I have so many videos on the way, including this one. I'll have 5 videos pre-filmed. I just need to get editing them. And I have another 2 I need to film as well. Actually, I thought of more I needed to film. I have so many. Like, I had a little gap where I was just busy and doing other things, and now it's like they're just going to be overflowing with manga videos out my ears. Also, don't forget to check out my social media and affiliate links found down below. Join the Dudettes Discord server, buy yourself some wonderful manga from Blackwell's. Some of these are from Blackwell's, not a huge amount though. So I'm going to rearrange this onto one side, and then we're going to go through what I picked up. So the first volume on the stack is Argent Volume 13. So this was a very exciting volume for me because with this volume I am now series complete. I've been collecting it for over a year now, I think. I remember unboxing the first few volumes on a video last summer or spring. It's been a while now. And it's been kind of hard to find. A lot of the volumes were out of stock and I was waiting for reprints. I wonder if this is... Yes, second printing. That doesn't tell me when it was printed though. So yes, I am now complete with this series. I picked up a volume in London, so I don't know if that video will have gone up by the time I put this video out. But that, if I say this is the last volume I need, that's why, because I've technically already picked it up, but the videos aren't chronological anymore. Next volume on the stack is Episomes Volume 9. So this is a series that my partner is actually reading. I haven't started reading this. I don't really know anything about it, except that the art style is very like... I was trying to find a page that might not have a spoiler. Not that it means anything to me because I've not started reading it. But I find the art style is like really faint. I don't know how to describe it. But it's the same artist as Blame and Knights of Sidonia and Biomega, I think. Next I have 4 volumes of Arisa Volumes 6, 7, 10 and 12. Now all of these volumes I picked up for $1.99. Oh, they're all really faint. Picked them up for $1.99 in Forbidden Planet. They had a box of just discounted manga, and I had ummed and ahed about this series for quite a while, and I was like, it's apparently only 12 volumes, so I'm like already a third of the way there, or it might be 13. I don't know. I'm a good chunk there already for $1.99 a volume, quite happy, and they do often pop up secondhand, so I'll probably be able to pick up the rest fairly easily, thankfully. Next we have Asidora Volume 5. I've really enjoyed reading Asidora. This is the first OSR series that I've like really started to read with gusto. 20th Century Boys, I'm missing a volume. Monster, I'm missing volumes. And Pluto, I've just not picked up yet. My partner has, and he really enjoyed it. So this is the first one I've gotten into, and I've really enjoyed it. It's just so easy to read. It flows so well, even if like what's happening isn't the most interesting. Just the way it's told to the reader just makes it easy to read, and I enjoy it. I like easy reading. Next we have Assassin's Creed Dynasty Volume 2. A big Assassin's Creed fan, been picking up all of the manga series. Dynasty is a more expensive one. It's published by Tokyo Pop, and does it have it on here? Yeah, this was $13.99, and I picked up Volume 1 somewhere else and it was $12.99. I picked it up as part of 3 for 2, but actually no, I didn't pick up Volume 1 as part of 3 for 2. I picked up this part of 3 for 2, but that's still quite expensive. That's like getting to the point of it's just cheaper to buy it online. I'm unclear which Assassin's Creed games is following, if any. When I looked online, it sort of suggested it was it was also the China Chronicles, but that's what I thought Blade of the other one is. I can't remember the name. The Viz one. So I'm unclear, but it's an Assassin's Creed title, and Volume 1 was decent. It was a fun read. Next we have Volumes 13 and 14 of Back in Monogatari, which means I am now finally up to date with the series, something I've been trying to do for months and months. I picked up quite a few of them half price on Blackwell's, and then I was almost using them to make up my 3 for 2s at Forbidden Planet, and I was just so close to being up to date. I was like, I'll grab 2 at once, 13 and 14. I really quite like the cover of 14. I think that looks lovely. I also quite like the spines because they're all wonderfully brightly coloured. Next we have 3 Beastars volumes, volume 7, 16 and 17. I am really close to being up to date, as in I think 18 might have come out, but I'm not including that because I haven't seen it in stores in the UK. But I am now missing volume 8. I was missing volume 5, but a little birdies told me that they might have found it somewhere and they're going to ship it to me, which is very exciting, and so much love to you, Emma. So yeah, I've been holding off reading this for years now just because I've struggled to find some random volumes. But I am like edging ever closer. I hear so many good things, so many people love it, enjoy it. I know people who've watched the anime personally and they really enjoy it, so it's also complete at like 22 volumes. Like, it is getting to the point where even if I do get these volumes, I might hold off till it finishes printing and then do a binge, which I keep saying I'll do about lots of series, and I will do them at some point. Biomega Volume 6, another, yeah, is it the same guy? Yeah. Another one bought for my partner. He's been wanting to read Biomega because he's like been picking, I shouldn't flip through because I think it's the final volume, picking up all the series by this guy. He has all of Blame and he started picking up Knights of Sidonia. I'm looking up because they're up there somewhere. Biomega's been really hard to find. It's definitely one that is awaiting a reprint. I hope they're reprinting it because he has 3 volumes. They're just out of order. I think it's like 1, 5 and 6, so he needs 2, 3 and 4 to be able to read it, and it's like sad every time he looks in a Forbidden Planet and can't find volumes. Next we have volumes 1 and 2 of Birds of Shangri-La, so plastic wrap. I picked up a whole lot of BL for Pride Month. I didn't manage to get through it all because, to be honest, I didn't actually do as much reading for the month of June as I normally do because I've just been horrendously busy, so my Pride reading is going to stretch into July at this point, probably August as well, because I've just been really slow. I need to catch up with a bunch of my reading. Honestly, I kind of just liked the title, which is why I went for this one, and also they had volumes 1 and 2. A lot of the series that I've been looking to pick up, they didn't have volume 1 in Forbidden Planet or Travelling Man, so I just held off. But this was when they had a volume 1, so I was like, okay, I'm going to try this one because I think there's only 2 volumes out at the moment. Might be a 3rd soon, or I'm wrong, never mind. I'm looking forward to this one because some people like messaged me parts of the plot and I'm like, oh okay, I think I'm intrigued now. Volumes 26 and 27 of Blue Exorcists. This is one of the many Viz series that I am picking up here and when. This actually think it means that I'm up to date on this series. I think volume 27 is the latest one. I'm missing 2 volumes, one of which is volume 7 and I think the other's volume 14. I'd need to check, but I'm definitely missing volume 7. It's been very hard to find. I found it a few times for retail, but nope, I'm too cheap for that, especially since a lot of them I picked up second hand or at least for 3 for 2. I have read volume 1 and then I started to think of it. I was going to start reading volume 2 and then I was like, actually no, wait, I'll make sure I can get volume 7, and then that was a year ago. Next we have Boarding School Juliet volume 16, which I picked up for half price from Travelling Man, funnily enough, and it's not even a Viz. So the Travelling Man in Manchester has a sale section near the till and I was like scouring that, and this is one of the volumes I picked up because it's a series that I've started reading and buying secondhand, and I was like, well, great, wonderful, cool. It's quite a thick volume 16. I am going to hold off reading more of the series until I have probably all the volumes at only 16 volumes. I have, I think, almost 1 to 9. I might be missing volume 4 and that might be it. And then but then I don't have any volumes from 9 to 16. So I still have a little bit to go. This might be one of my new series to pick up to fill up a 3 for 2. Bofuri, I don't want to get hurt, so I'll max out my defense volume 4. I really enjoy this isekai because you don't get too many like video game isekai where they can like come and go as they please. They're usually trapped and all stuck there. But this one, they're just like come in, come out, come in and out, and it's just quite wholesome and fun and silly. There hasn't been, I've only read the first 2 volumes so far, but there hasn't been like any high stakes things could go wrong sort of issues. It's just been light-hearted video game fun, and I've enjoyed it, and I think all the outfits and stuff look really neat on all the girls. Next we've got Boruto Volume 14. I cannot tell a lie, and anything else I say is going to be so spoilery, but I properly cried reading this volume, like quite aggressively. It's really bad, and I was reading it before I went to bed, and I got so worked up I couldn't sleep, so I had to stay up and read more manga. But yeah, I cried a lot during this volume. I wasn't expecting, yeah, not very, nothing I can say. Next we have Classroom of the Elite Volume 2. I haven't read this one yet. I read Volume 1, and honestly I think I was a little underwhelmed. Seeing all the hype for the light novel, and then I read Volume 1 and I was like, I don't get it. Okay. Now I understand that a light novel usually will encompass maybe 3, maybe even more manga volumes, so there's a real chance that I pretty much was just reading like the prologue and didn't get anything. It was just like giving characters and locations, which is fine. I understand and I'm happy with that, hence why I'm like still looking forward for new releases and stuff. But I did feel like I was, is this what everyone's really excited by? Really? Finally in this stack we have 3 volumes of Claymore, 18, 21 and 26. I have been collecting this series for years and years now, even before I started like my manga YouTube and stuff. Yeah, potentially I should have waited for a box set, but I honestly really love picking up manga like this. It's like I'm filling a puzzle in, and I do pick them up cheap, so they're all either 3 for 2 price or cheaper. So these were all, so one of them was a $6.99 and 2 of them are $7.99. So 21 and 26 were reprints and 18 was not. That's interesting. I am missing I think like 4 volumes and then I'm up to date. Well, complete. It's a complete series of 27 volumes and then I can get reading. On to this next stack, and on top we have The Dark History of the Reincarnated Villainess. I really love this series. It sort of encompasses one of the things I love about Villainess and Villainess isekais. It's over the top, dramatic, romantic-ish, and yeah, it's like good trash. I wouldn't rate this series as like, I wouldn't say the quality of it is good, but it has what I want in it. I did feel a bit creepy though, because I was in Forbidden Planet and I'd like done my loop and I was like, what else can I pick up? And then I saw one of the staff was putting out volumes and I saw his stack and I saw this in it and I was kind of just waiting for him to put it on the shelf and then just sort of sidle along and like, thank you. Next we have Death Note short stories. I was going to say volume 1, but it's not, it's just a one shot. Reading this was super weird because back in the day I think Death Note was the first manga that I actually completed, like series wise. I finished because when I first started collecting, pretty much I was reading like Naruto, One Piece, Bleach, Fullmetal Alchemist, like really long shonen series, and so obviously I didn't complete any of them because I think at the time Naruto and Bleach hadn't completed. Fullmetal had, I think. But the others, none of the others had, so like I didn't have anything to complete. So Death Note was the first one, and I remember like being on the bus going to school and reading Death Note and reading volume 6 I think, and like feeling like, oh my god, freaking out on the bus. And then just reading this, it was like it like sent me back, which was really weird. I always had mixed feelings about Death Note because I did enjoy reading it, but Death Note was like one of those series that everyone tended to read because it was edgy, and then I just remember friends that went into manga and anime, so that's fine. I don't care about like, okay, you just want to read it, that's fine. But the number of people are like, oh, I completely relate with Light, I'd do the same thing if I had the Death Note. It's like, oh, calm down, no you wouldn't, stop that. I couldn't deal with that anymore, and it kind of like tainted the series a bit for me, because just these like artsy, edgy teenagers. I say that as I was a teenager, but like I didn't like feel the same way. I don't know if I'm just rambling now, but I feel like a lot of people like that kind of tainted the series for me, which was a bit sad because I did enjoy reading it, and it is very edgy, but reading this was wonderful, and I've not heard anyone say much about it, so I feel like I've avoided the edginess. Also, I don't talk to that many teens anymore. Next we have Don't Toy With Me with Nagatoro Volume 8. So this was a volume I was missing. I had a gap. I've been waiting for a reprint or a restock, and finally Forbidden Planet got it in. I was very sad because I'd like picked up Volume 7 and I was like, okay, next time I'll pick up Volume 8, and then I went back and they didn't have Volume 8. I was like, how dare they? I really quite like the colour of this one. Looking forward to getting more into this one. It's quite a long series, isn't it? I've quite a bunch of reading to do. As we have Dr. Stone 21. I love Dr. Stone. It's one of my favourite series, and it is now approaching the end, which I'm still a bit baffled about how it's approaching the end, considering what's happening. Shit's going down in this volume though, and I've heard a lot of people say that 22 is like great. So I'm really looking forward to that one releasing in the UK. Next volume on this stack is Dragon Ball Z Volume 25. So with this volume, I am now complete with Dragon Ball Z. Well, it depends which video you watch first. If you watch this haul video or my July unboxing video, whichever goes up first, because I have Dragon Ball Z volumes in both, and combined I am now complete on the series. So I'm myself confused as to what is completed my series. But yes, finally complete. I've been collecting Dragon Ball for over a decade now, very slowly, picking them up while I was during my school days, and then I just kind of stopped for not much of a reason. I just kind of did, and yeah, past few years I've been picking them up predominantly secondhand or half price, and so I can now finally read Dragon Ball, and I am hyped. So this next stack won't show up on the phone because it's quite tall. Also, I wasn't sure if I would include it in video because of what it is, but I got a whole bunch of Fakku Volumes. There are 16 Fakku Volumes here. There is a lot of post-its down the side, unsurprisingly. I've tried to cover as much as I can. I hope I've covered as much as I can. I'm not really going to talk too much about them. There is a whole lot, like some of my favourite titles include Etchy Sketch, which makes me giggle, the Twin MILF, which was on discount. Yeah, really not much else to say, not much else I'm going to say. 16 Fakku. Does it make it get better if they were a gift? Did a little bit of reorganising to make it easier to see stuff, so we'll do the next stack, which, let's start from the top. We have Grimoire of Fantasy and Ash Volume 3. This is another volume I picked up from Travelling Man for half price. This is quite hard to find, the series. I do believe that this is an isekai, and yeah, it's 3 volumes. It says final there, which I kind of like, and it has like the Yempress isekai spine, which is kind of telling. I have tried to order a volume of this twice now, and it got cancelled both times by 2 different like places. It didn't buy it from the same place twice. It got cancelled both times. So I honestly just kind of assumed this was a series I'd never be able to read. And then I saw volume 3 in Travelling Man. I was like, oh, okay, cool. And I have sourced volumes 1 and 2. So that is actually, it is quite complete, and I'm quite excited about that. Very happy. Next we have a whole bunch of Haikyuu volumes, so we have volume 5, 15, 42, 44 and 45. Again, I've been picking this series up for years now, so slowly, just waiting for reprints more than anything. I think I'm missing like 10 volumes now and then I'll be complete, but I do know that volume 45 is the last volume in the series, so the spine's a bit damaged. That's going to be a heck of a read when I finally manage to get those volumes I need. Next we have Hunter x Hunter 26 and 23. Again, another series I've been picking up when I can, when I see them. I believe the artist has started drawing the series again, and people are very excited about it, like really excited. Everyone seems to love the series, which really gets me excited to read it. But I do, again, need about 10 more volumes before I'm up to date, unfortunately. A lot of them are like in the 20s and 30s. I have, and then like 1 or 2 in the teens. I got a cheat skill in another world and became unrivaled in the real world, Volume 1. I really enjoyed this one. This is an isekai where he can go forwards and backwards. It has something that's like, oh, why have they done this again? But it seems quite a common trope in manga. This is absolutely not the first time I've seen it, where he starts out maybe a little shorter, a little rounder, and then he gets all these cheat skills and he suddenly buffs up and grows up and is really strong and powerful. But it does mean that he's able to like fight back against some of the bullies he's had in the real world, which was really nice to see. But I did quite enjoy it. It was fun because he's just kind of like completely oblivious to like how he is now. He just doesn't understand, doesn't really get it. And yeah, I did really enjoy reading this one. It's only 1 volume out though, so I have a bit of time to wait for some more. I was reincarnated as the villainess in an ultimate game, but the boys love me anyway, Volume 2. God damn, this volume took over a year, I think, to get out in the UK. I spent ages waiting for it, and I was very happy. It was so sappy and romancy. There was so much. It is basically a reverse harem in an ultimate game, and she's the villainess, but she's now a nice person who's nice to everyone, so now everyone loves her, including all the boys. And yeah, there is some questionable bits. There is a questionable bits with like an age gap. I think I kind of enjoyed it because there's just so many different ones. Like, as long as she doesn't go down that route and also nothing goes wrong, it was just like kind of, I don't know how to describe it without me sounding really weird. I'm the Cat Lord's Manservant, Volume 3. I love this shade of green. This is such a vibrant, bright shade of green. It reminds me of my green nail polish. Actually, no, it's even better green than my green nail polish. It's so sad. I read Volume 1 and it was a super silly, like, funny, this guy is looking after all these cats that also have human forms. It was fun. I do need to read Volume 2 and then read Volume 3. I think it's already complete. I think it's only like 4 or 5 volumes. It's not a very long series at all, which is great. I can't wait to see what colours those volumes are. Imhotep Volume 2. Imhotep is probably my like favourite ongoing romance series I'm reading at the moment, though I don't actually think there's that many. It is one of my favourite series. I feel like the relationship shown in this series is one of the more realistic relationships I've read about in manga. And do you know what? I just love how much the main couple communicate. It is my biggest pet peeve in, like, not even just romance, in just anything when no one communicates. But it happens a lot in like high school romances when it's like the whole thing could just be resolved if they just sat down and talked it out about their feelings, what was wrong. And in this series they communicate and they talk and they work things out. How beautiful is that? I can't believe how long I've waited for something like this, and I can't believe I've had to wait for something like this. I feel like they communicate better than some of like the adult relationships I've read about in manga, and it just baffles me, and I'm angry but also really happy about it all. And I also really like the couple they've not just like immediately fallen heads over in love with each other. They're both kind of like, I like you, let's give this a go. And it's like, oh how wonderful. Oh yes, thank you. In the Land of Leadale Volume 1, an isekai with a female lead. So our main character has been transported into a video game that she plays, and it kind of comes out that it kind of looks like she wasn't very well. She was in hospital, and potentially maybe she's passed away, or something's happened, and she's now in the video game she plays. She's not really sure what's happening, and she's just trying to figure things out and have a bit of a nice, to figure things out and survive and do nice things for the town she's living in. Really enjoyed it. It was lovely. There is a light novel. Apparently the light novel is really good as well. I am umming about it. If not, I'll at least buy it for my partner and he can read it and tell me what it's like. JoJo Part 3, Volume 9. With this volume, I am now up to date on JoJo. I have no gaps. I have a clear run. I can now read JoJo. I'm so happy. I have not been collecting this as long as Dragon Ball, but I've been actively looking for volumes 8 and 9 in store for over a year, I think. A long time. I might be a volume behind on Golden Wind now. Volume 4 I think is now out and I've not picked that one up. But you know what, I'm fine with that. I'm pretty much calling myself up to date. I don't have any gaps. I have a continuous run and I maybe just one and I'll pick it up next time I go shopping. I'm so happy because my partner also really wants to read it. Oh, beautiful. Happy. Next we have Jujutsu Kaisen Volume 0. Now, what was so wonderful about this volume was I wasn't even expecting it. I'd ordered it from somewhere like February time and it hadn't arrived and they were like, oh, sorry, we think it's gotten lost in the post. We don't have any more to send to you. And I was like, okay, that's cool. I got a refund. And then it arrived like a week ago and it took 4 months to get to my house and it turned up and like I messaged the place and they were like, no, we don't care. Like, okay, cool, fine. Jujutsu Kaisen 0, and you know what, I managed to pick it up for like £4. Seeing some of the insane prices people were paying and I'm like, yeah, bought it for £4. Oh my god. Oh, I'm so happy. I still need to read more Jujutsu Kaisen though. Next we have Kingdom Hearts 2 Omnibus 1, I think. Another one I picked up for half price in Traveling Man. I had started to pick up Kingdom Hearts manga, the Tokyo Pop ones, not realising that they didn't manage to complete publishing, which is a shame, so I'm going to start picking up the omnibuses. They're a bit too thick for my liking, but I don't have another choice really, and I'd rather, instead of having like some Tokyo Pop and some Yen Press, I'd rather just have one of them. So I need to get rid of the Tokyo Pop ones and also pick up the other Kingdom Hearts manga I'm missing. Next we have 3 volumes of a series called Kingdoms of Ruin, volumes 2, 3 and 4. So I picked up all of these for $1.99 from Forbidden Planet in the same box that I got the Arisa Volumes, and I have had this on my want to try list. I don't really know what it's about. I've genuinely not read anything, and actually I think I'm gonna leave it like that because I do like going in series blind, and if I've gone this long not knowing anything about it, I'll keep going, if that makes sense. I don't have volume 1, so I can't really do much reading yet. Onto our final stack. So on the top we have Koi Monogatari Love Stories Volume 1. This was very much a cover buy. I don't know anything about it. I have had some people say that it's a very nice series, sweet read, so I'm looking forward to reading it. I just have not yet. Next we have Komi Can't Communicate Volume 17. I was so happy to get a new Komi volume. It made me so happy, and this was such a wonderful volume and I cried, and it might be one of my new favourite volumes, but I think I say that with every volume. I love Komi so much. It was this scene that was on the cover was such a good scene, and like it came out better than like I kind of thought it would, because based on the volume before, this volume 16, I kind of guessed what might happen in this volume based on the cover, and like I was unsure like how it would happen, and then it happened so lovely, and oh my god, I love Komi. I still have to get this volume. Can't wait for volume 18, which should be hitting shelves soonish, I'm really hoping. Next we have volumes 5 and 6 of Livius Est. I have not started reading this. I'm missing, like, this is a sequel and I don't have the prequel to this series. It's like a really chunky, thick book and I don't have that one yet. So I can't read these yet. I picked these up when I like need to make a 3 for 2 at Traveling Man, and I needed to make a 3 for 2 at Traveling Man. I can't remember what with, but that's why I'm picking these up and haven't started reading them yet. Next we have Lynx, which I think is a one-shot. It was another one that I picked up because I thought it looked quite nice, and I haven't had chance to read it yet, but I will do just this month. I know nothing about it. I have nothing I can say about it. We have Master Keaton Volume 1. So my partner picked this one up because he's enjoyed Urasawa and is kind of waiting on monster reprints to hit manga stores at the moment. So he decided to pick this one up. I don't know anything that's about it. Is that a synopsis on the front? I'm going to ignore it though. It's such a lovely like back cover and front cover. I love like the map. Is that a map? think it's a map. I think I'm quite interested to start reading this one. I'm not sure how many volumes there are without checking my spreadsheet, but we haven't seen many volumes since he picked up volume 1, so he's like, did I rush into it too quickly? Next we have My Boy Volume 9. This is this is the final volume in the series. So I've been kind of holding off. I read volumes 1, 2 and 3 I think, and then I kind of was like, okay, I'm gonna wait because it's a short series and I like binging series when they're shorter. Now I finally have this. So far what I'd read, it was a really sweet series, it was lovely and I quite liked the artwork. Cover's very nice. I shouldn't flip through, there'll be spoilers. I hope things work out well for everyone. That's what I'm hoping by reading the final volume. My Hero Academia Vigilantes Volume 12. I think this series is completed. I don't know how many volumes, but I don't think it's many more volumes. I've been wanting to pick this, start reading this one recently. I did actually have volumes in my basket and then I bought new releases and they came out of the basket. I have read the first couple of this and I really enjoyed it. It was really gritty and fun, and I've been trying to stay up to date with it. A lot of people seem to prefer this to the main series from what I've seen. I wonder, is this getting an anime? I have no idea at all. Does it? I feel like I'd be surprised if it doesn't at some point, but I have no idea. As we have New Gate Volume 9. I think in my previous few videos I've gotten really muddled about what I did and didn't have because I filmed out of order. So I'm up to date with New Gate. I have up to volume 10. I haven't started reading it because I started reading another series that was pretty similar and I didn't want to read 2 back to back because I thought I'd get confused. So I've been holding off to give it a little bit of a break before I start picking this one up. It's quite a lot like Sword Art Online if it continues at the end of the Ragnarok arc, and also the dudes stay stuck in the game. I've only read the first volume, so it could change a whole bunch and be completely different from that point on, but that was the vibes I got with volume 1. Next we have One Piece 99. Again, I was as happy to pick this up as I was Komi. I love One Piece and Komi, and reading this was so wonderful. So this is volume 99, but it did have chapter 1000 in it, which is insane. Oh my god. And I think the chapter was called Monkey D. Luffy or something. No, it was called Straw Hat Luffy, my bad. And oh, it was so good. And I feel like One Piece is one of those series a lot of the time if I wait and read a volume every few months, I forget things, I get confused, but I don't find that as much with One Piece. I find it really easy to get back into it. I don't know if it's because I've been reading it for so long and it's one of the series that up to volume 60, 70, I've definitely read each volume a good dozen plus times, and maybe it just I'm so into the world, I find it easier to drop back in, or maybe it's the way it's written. Either way, I love One Piece. This was great, and I can't wait to have the 3 volumes in a row because 99, 100, 101 make a picture. Queen's Quality Volume 9, another series where I got confused on when I had volumes. So I think I said I was complete in the last another video I did recently, and I was because I had picked this up at the time, which is Queen's Quality Volume 9. But I am now up to date unless Volume 14's come out. But I have 1 to 13, which is wonderful. It's been very hard and easy to pick up all at the same time. Pretty much every store I've gone to has had one of the volumes I've been missing, but no one store has had a big bunch of volumes. And so it's just thankfully they've had the ones that I've needed, but if I needed any others or was in a different gone in a different order, I would have really struggled. Record of Ragnarok Volume 2. I love this series, it's great, it's so silly, it's full of fights, I love the fights, everyone's extremely insanely OP. It was just wonderful fun, and the art style is wild. I think the series is still ongoing, but there are quite a few volumes in Japan that aren't out in English, so I do have a lot to read. I don't have to worry about running out. Zeus just be yeah! Reincarnated as a Dragon Hatchling Volume 3. This gives me very much Summer Spider So What vibes, except I don't think it's as good reading on. Volume 1 I loved, I was oh, this is kind of what I want, and then Volume 2 I was and I've not read Volume 3 yet. Guy reincarnates as a dragon, and he has stats and skill trees, and he has an evolution path in Summer Spider So What. So it is nice to read because it is kind of what I like, it's just not as good, which is a bit of a shame. But maybe that's just my opinion. I couldn't tell you exactly why I don't think it's as good. I don't know. Scattering His Virgin Bloom Volume 1. I read this one, and I feel like I should have read one of the other ones. This is probably, like, it had some really dubious stuff in it. I feel like this was my first real introduction to Omegaverse. I didn't really know what Omegaverse properly was. I have read Bite Maker, but Bite Maker doesn't feel like as extreme, and also there isn't any, like, actual intimate times from what I can remember the first few volumes. Whereas this was, it was like chapter 1, I think, and consent was really dubious, but I feel like it almost feels like it's the point in an Omegaverse, is it's meant to be dubious. I don't know. It's just, there was a whole, like, bunch of stuff at the back to, like, explain what an Omegaverse was, and it just, like, was just not something I was fully expected. Summer Spider So What? The Daily Lives of the Komoka Sisters Volume 3. Yay, Summer Spider! So this is the spin-off, which is, it's a comedy. It's like, I keep wanting to say like 4-koma, but it isn't really 4-koma. But it is episodic and like just silly. There's nothing story-wise in it really. But you do need to have read to a certain point in the series to understand what's happening in this one. I think in the back of one of the volumes they did say like where you needed to have read to. Oh no, it doesn't in this one. I think it did in the second one. I think it was like Manga Volume 6 or 7, or was that light novel? No, it can't be light novel, it must be manga. Yeah, so you don't have to read that far. If you might not necessarily like this one if you like Summer Spider So What, because it's definitely a lot more humorous and doesn't take anything seriously, and I know like that might not be for you, but I enjoy it. It's silly, it's lighthearted. It's not as good as the main series, but it's nice to read. Next we have 2 volumes of Something's Wrong With Us 7 and 8. It took a year for these to get over to the UK. I think it took a long time in the US as well, but I mean I picked these up at the same time. They hit the shelves at the same time, and it has been about a year. I don't think there's going to be as long a gap with the next few, thankfully. I do quite enjoy this, but also I feel like I'm enjoying it more for the sweets. I find the relationship a bit, there's just so much drama, and like I'm not sure it's the kind of drama I enjoy, because I'm unsure, but there's like mysteries and secrets, and I love like seeing the secrets being told, like the outcome, the fallout and all that, which is why I've been definitely sticking on also the sweets. Next we have Star Wars The Legend of Luke Skywalker, the manga. My partner picked this one up. I hadn't realised it was a manga. For some reason I thought it was a light novel, but also why would it then be in the manga section? I really, really like Star Wars, especially the prequels, big prequel fan, but I do just in general enjoy Star Wars, so this is actually a really fun pickup. I'm really glad my partner decided to pick it up. I have like a whole bunch of the Star Wars manga, and there's some that I've been meaning to pick up. Like I think there's some Rebels ones which I need to get on now that I've mostly watched the series. Next we have 2 volumes of Twin Star Exorcist, volume 18 and 20. I picked these up to try and make up the 3 for 2. I am like, I think 1 volume of being up to date, and it might be volume 19, unfortunately. I do like that the spines alternate, so I'll be really sad to have to put like 2 white spines next to each other. Next we have The Weakest Contestant of All Space and Time. So I kind of guessed it was probably an isekai, but I didn't really know for sure, and after reading it, it is an isekai. It was a really weird isekai. I didn't think it was very good at all. Apparently it's only 2, maybe 3 volumes long, which I'm glad about. It's basically this god, I'm not entirely sure, has summoned the weakest thing from all of these different worlds, or space times as they keep calling them, and they fight out to find the weakest. And the main character is this dude who's just this salaryman, and he's like in the bottom 4 of weakest things in the entire universe, and they're trying to, him and the other ones are trying to survive, and I just didn't really get on with it. I don't know why. I don't know. It was okay. It was fine. I think I just found it a bit too down. everyone was really sad and upset all the time, and it was hard to really get into it. Next we have The Witches of Adamus Volume 2. I don't think I can open it up because, yeah, there's just like, yeah, it's just nakedness. Like a version of this, but more naked. This series is not a good series at all. It's this volume was awful. There was a disgusting scene where these teenage girls were kind of like drugged by their teachers. Like, they were mostly saved before anything weird, gross, bad happened, but like still, it was an awful situation. It was not pleasant to read, and I feel like I'm just gonna leave it there. I'm not gonna leave it there because it's meant to be like really serious and silly and funny, but some of the scenes just really. Okay, so whether or not this is a manga is, yeah, it's probably not, but I bought it in the manga section, so therefore it's on the manga shelves, and that is World of Warcraft Shadow Wing, Dragons of Outland. So I have not played World of Warcraft. I very purposely stayed away from MMOs because I am the sort of gamer that, like, I need to like do everything I can. I want 100% everything, and an MMO is like, can you really? And I know I just like lose all my time, so I like purposely avoided playing games like World of Warcraft because I would just lose all my time. I have since started playing Final Fantasy XIV, and yeah, basically it happened. I play a lot of Final Fantasy XIV and lose all my time to it. I do manage to like stop myself. I haven't played in a few weeks, but like the moment I do, I get into it and I'm like, that's all I do. And then I stop, and then that's all I do. But I also am like, okay, I only can have one MMO. That's my new rule, only one MMO, and that's Final Fantasy XIV. But yeah, my partner played World of Warcraft when he was younger, and he picked this one up because he was like, I'm gonna get me some World of Warcraft. I know nothing about World of Warcraft though. This is like potentially the only thing I'm going to learn about it. Final volume in the haul is World Trigger 23, which was picked up to make up a 3 for 2. I haven't started reading the series because I'm missing volumes, I think 1, 2, and 3, and yeah, I can't do much reading with that. I am trying to now pick up volumes to stay up to date, though I think I am missing, 22 maybe. But yeah, this is a new release, I think, if I check. Yeah, it came out in March, so there's probably 24 coming out at some point. I don't know how often it releases though, because I've not been reading it, I've not been keeping up to date. So that was my June haul. Do let me know in the comments what you thought, any of these series that you've picked up, any series that you want to pick up. I'd love to hear. Also, don't forget to give this video a like and subscribe for lots of manga content. I have no idea when I'm going to put this video out yet. I need to go and put a plan together of the order I want to do my videos, because I now have, I think, 6 filmed, and I have no idea how I want to distribute them at this point. Also, don't forget to check out my social media and affiliate links down below if you want to get yourself something nice. Maybe you've seen something and you're like, oh, I wonder how much it is on Blackwell's. Go check it out. See, have a look. Also, join the Manga Dudettes Discord server, where I always share good deals if I find them online, if I remember. I tend to forget a bit more often, share them onto like Instagram, but I usually do on Discord if I see them. But yes, otherwise, I hope you have a super wonderful day, and I will see you next time. Bye!